Good, he's here. All right. Good evening, friends and neighbors and members of the LPCO. I call this meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. Mr. Bukovich, will you please take attendance?
Yes. Chair. Chair. Do you guys hear me?
Present. Sorry, I had muted.
Okay, cool. Vice Chair.
Present.
I am here. Treasurer.
Here.
Affiliates.
Present.
Campaigns.
I'm here. Sorry.
Communication.
Here.
Fundraising.
Here.
Legislative.
Here.
Membership.
I do not see him on the call.
Okay. And last but not least, outreach.
Present.
All right, that's 11.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Bukovich. Let's move on to public comment. I see we have some visitors. Would our visitors like to make public comment?
Ma'am, would you like to go first?
Yes. My name is Jane Kloner. I've been a Libertarian Republican for probably the last 15 years, but have never gotten involved in the Libertarian movement particularly. So I'm just here as a guest and see what you have to offer here.
Great. Thank you so much. Welcome to our board meeting. Our board is very diverse and lives quite a bit away from Denver, so we are able to do hybrid meetings. I'm all the way out in Phillips County in Holyoke, Colorado. So I'm the furthest at 3 hours away. We are so excited for you to join us this evening. Welcome.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Mr. Atwood?
Thank you, Chair. Frank Atwood, I'm your liaison to Center Right Coalition that met here this morning from 9 to 10 o'clock. You're all welcome to join me. This morning, Jessica Fisk joined me. Topics that basic rule is what's said there stays there. Generically, regret that the legislature did a repeat of HH through legislative action, and discussion about Hamas, and the Democrats may be having as much problem as the Republicans do, which is kind of a little shocking, as John Caldera can be quoted as saying that what the Republicans are able to always mess up anything. So we'll see what happens, and approval voting's pushing forward. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for that update, Mr. Atwood. We appreciate it. Are there any questions for Mr. Atwood? Seeing none, we'll move on. Let's see, approval of the agenda. Are there any additions to the agenda this evening? Hearing none, the agenda is approved. We will not be approving the previous minutes. We have given a little bit of grace to our secretary who has been on his honeymoon and just returned. So we will be approving the minutes or making corrections via email over this next week. Congratulations, Mr. Bukovich.
Thanks, everybody.
Moving on to the affiliates representatives. Do we have any affiliate representatives tonight who would wish to speak on behalf of their county affiliate?
Maybe just me.
Great. Ms. King, will you update us for Larimer?
So Larimer and Weld were doing the every other week Liberty on the Rocks. I was able to attend the last one. I believe there is one this Wednesday, but I'm not sure where. So check Meetup for that, or Discord. Brandon usually posts it. The last one, it's kind of nice because it moves around, and so you see different people every time. I saw some people that I had seen before at the last one that I went to, and then some new faces. So it's exciting. There's usually a pretty good group of like 10 to 12 people that show up to these. So it's always a good time.
That's very exciting. We're glad you're doing so well out there in Larimer County. I don't believe we have any other representatives. Currently tonight, we do not have Ms. Harlos, our LNC secretary, to report to us. We do not have either our regional rep or alternate able to update us tonight. So now we move on to reports of the board. And I would like to just add to my report. We were approached by the Tabor Coalition as well, or the Tabor Foundation, as well as the Republican Party, to potentially join in on a lawsuit representing Representative Scott Bottoms, who feels during this last special session that, well, he doesn't feel, he knows they didn't do a proper reading of a specific bill on the House floor. They want to take that to court. I'm considering working with that. However, I have voiced my concern for their representation of legal counsel. There's some questions as to the particular lawyer they've chosen for representation. So we're kind of in some negotiations. We may move on that over email ballot over the next month, or maybe not, just depending on how those negotiations work out. So that is an addition to my report. Vice Chair.
Nothing further to add.
Treasurer.
Only thing to add is the Assistant Treasurer, Dustin Harvey, and I have talked trying to get him finished, pulled up. So hopefully in the next couple weeks, we'll get the last of his training and everything done, so he should be more effective for it.
Excellent, thank you. Secretary?
Only that over the next week, many of the email accounts that we have, including you guys's, anything where it's like secretary or chair at lpcolorado.org, we're going to convert that to just have better email hygiene. So all of those positions, you'll still get emails that are sent to those addresses, but we're going to get everybody like a your name dot last name, so we don't have to pay for a whole bunch of accounts we're not using, and can have a little bit of better hygiene on how we're transferring accounts, etc. So
Great, I'm so happy to be saving money there. Every time I'm told how much all that costs, I kind of die a little inside. So that makes me extremely happy. We'll bear with the growing pains on that. Affiliates.
The only thing to add is I'll be spending some time up in Summit County and Fremont County over the next few weeks. So if anyone is interested in participating, let me know. But I'm really trying to work on finding some grassroots opportunities to get those counties up and going.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Mr. Luria for campaigns.
Thank you. I'll have a full written report up by tomorrow. At this point, mainly just trying to recruit people for the 2024 season and 2025 season. Have a couple commissioners, some people looking for house races. I do need to touch base again with El Paso County, who I, on my fault, was not able to meet with to see what they have going for 2024. But
Excellent.
So far, so good.
Thanks. Great. Communications, Mr. Marinovich.
Only thing to add is I'll agree with the speaker at the beginning. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But yeah, this Hamas-Israel thing has really created a rift, particularly within the Democrat Party and in the Colorado and in general, which I think you all saw blow up kind of there. So the infiltration of the DSA has really created a lot of issues, and yeah, to the speaker's point, it's a good opportunity for us to exploit that and come in as some adults in the room. That's all.
Thank you. Let's see. Did somebody raise their hand?
Yeah, point of personal privilege.
Okay.
Could I get the name of the woman who gave public comment at the beginning of the meeting?
Jane Cloner. Yeah, I'm from Golden.
Awesome. Could I get could you spell that for me, please?
Kloner.
Thank you.
Sure.
It's official. You are officially here. We have you in the minutes. Fundraising, Miss King.
Nothing further to add.
Great. Legislative, Mr. Vance.
Nothing further to add.
Membership is absent. Outreach, Ms. Steinke.
Nothing to add.
Great, thank you. Staff reports, Mr. Aiken, do you have anything to add to that you would like us to know, or questions, concerns?
No, I do not. Nothing to add.
Okay. And Mr. Savoy for technology, is there anything we should know? Anything we can help you with?
There's not.
Great. So committee reports. Merchandising committee is Mr. Loria. How are we with that?
I think at this point, mainly we're just looking on getting some more designs and other things to add to it, and then we should be good to go.
Well, Mr. Marinovich has a very bold design. I think we should consider adding to our merchandise store. So great.
Perfect. Let's talk, Jordan.
Yeah. The audit committee I don't think we have any representatives here from there. We have no special orders tonight. We have no unfinished business. So moving on to our first agenda item is, let's see, who raised their hand? Oh, okay. So the first order on the first agenda item is the budget put on by the treasurer. Mr. Williams, you have the floor.
Hi, everyone. Biggest thing for me is if we can get all positions to put in their budget requests for the year before the end of this year, so I can make the budget and give us something finalized for next meeting.
Is there any questions or any discussion? Do you know specifically what items you're looking for, just so that we have clarity?
Prime examples would be for the money for the party, for our, just everything like that. Like anything that's coming up for the next year that anyone thinks that they're going to need any kind of cash for, we can have it all together, and I can then put it in the level spreadsheet.
Mr. Burgesson?
Is there a specific format you would appreciate having this input in, or just as like emailed?
Email, preferably 2024 budget item as the subject matter would be wonderful, just so I can search it easy. And whatever information you can give to it would be great, so I can try and flush it out as well as possible.
Thank you.
Ms. King? You're muted if you're...
Perfect. Classic. James, I can't remember if I sent you my items or not. Can you remind me?
Let me check.
If I haven't, I'll get that to you tonight.
I think I've just got the deposit for the convention, is it?
Okay, yeah. I'll send you my rough estimate on the convention and the party.
Awesome.
Mr. Bukovich?
Can I get you to say when you would like us to have those by one more time?
End of the month, so December 31st.
Awesome.
Or the floggings will commence.
He has permission to beat you all.
Peacefully.
All right, so I think that concludes that portion. Ms. King, your item is next for the holiday party.
Yes. I would like to motion to allocate up to $2,000 for the holiday party. I don't anticipate actually spending that much. I did not last year, but I would just like to allocate up to $2,000.
We have a motion to allocate $2,000 for the holiday fundraiser party. Do we have a second?
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Mr. Williams?
Aaron, I believe you told me before that usually the convention winds up making money. So it's 2,000 in right now. Do you have prior numbers for how much we can expect based upon that?
Oh, this is not the convention. This is just for the holiday party on December 29th. Last year, I believe I spent something like 12 or 1,300, but we made, I believe, 1,200.
I'm sorry, I misspoke for saying convention.
Yeah, you're fine. The convention last year, I believe, cost us about $25,000. The convention is never cheap. I'm looking at about 21 this year. That's rough estimates.
Sounds good. That's it.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Is there any objection? Hearing none, that passes. The money is allocated for the holiday party.
It's going to be really fun. Everybody should come.
Yes, if you have not bought your ticket, it's very reasonably priced. We would love to see you all there. It's going to be fun. It's always very fun. So make sure you get your tickets purchased. The last order of new business is the amicus brief placed on the agenda by myself. The Libertarian Party of Colorado was approached by a plaintiff. Her name is Ash Epps. She is a political activist for the Election Integrity Project. She's currently being personally sued by the NAACP and the Women League of Voters, and I don't remember, I did not write down the third entity that is suing her in my notes, unfortunately, sorry. Basically, they're suing her over her right to canvass, and we were approached because this actually does involve political parties. The GOP has refused to submit an amicus brief on this, and we are being asked because we actually, as a third party especially, we do have a vested interest in the right to canvass and protecting people's right to canvass. And most of the time, the GOP and the Dems do not get messed with, but if one person's being messed with, there is the precedent being set that potentially third parties could be affected. That's very important, I think, not only for the Libertarian Party, but for standing up for the rights of others and liberty, right? The right to canvass is a liberty that we have in this country. And to have people starting to set precedent to restrict that is incredibly alarming, especially in the climate of Colorado today. I'm sure we all can get on with that. We all would agree. So being approached with this item, we also were approached with legal counsel. We can retain legal counsel for submitting this amicus brief to the courts. It's in district court currently, and the cost would be $1. We would be using Gary Felder's law firm, who helped us with our Twitter case before, when it only cost us $1 at that point as well. There is the potential later on, we may need to motion to allocate funds for a filing fee. Depending on the cost, Mr. Felder would go half with us. Potentially, we would pick up the cost. It was looking like something between $50 to $150 for a filing fee, and potentially we won't even have to pay that. But we would be standing up for the rights of activists to canvass, and that would be protecting our own vested interest in the right to canvass. I would like to have a motion made tonight. So would anyone like to have discussion before we get to that?
Yes, ma'am. Frank Atwood.
Mr. Atwood?
I think the approval voting party also, if you need another political party with you in this amicus brief, the approval voting party at either $1 or $150 is willing to join you on it. Granted, our resources are definitely more limited than yours, but canvassing is an issue, and approval voting, I think, needs to stand by on this issue, stand with you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Atwood. I will definitely be in contact with you should this motion pass. That is amazing. I really appreciate it. Mr. Aiken, I see your hand raised.
Yes. Can you be more specific about what the person is being sued for? I mean,
I can forward you the case. I can't do that while I'm running a meeting. I am not that talented. I'm sorry. But I can send you the case if you want. I did forward it to the confidential lists. So all the board members have had a chance to review it. I didn't know if there was like sensitive information on there that maybe we didn't want to be super public, but I would be delighted to forward that to you if you would like to see the case.
yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. King?
Good question. I guess two questions. I did get this. I did read it. I'm not totally clear what an amicus brief is. What can anyone explain that to me?
Mr. Gonzalez, would you like to explain that, or would you like me to explain that? You're the one going to law school.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, I can explain it. So my understanding, an amicus brief is kind of like something written by a group or individuals that don't necessarily have direct like involvement in a legal case, but there's like expertise or insight that they can offer the court. So like the court can make a decision. If I'm not mistaken, that's kind of the gist of an amicus brief. So it's kind of like we're asking for permission to like put in our give our 2 cents about what's going on with the whole situation, basically. I hope I explained that correctly, Madam Chair.
So yes, the way that it was explained to me is that amicus brief means friend of the court. So we have a vested interest in that we use canvassing. And so that is how we fit into this. It's like saying, hey, if you set precedent for us or for this case, it's going to impact and affect us. So we're asking you to consider that in the ruling. But yes, other than that, that's very much what it is. Mr. Van?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to jump ahead.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. And Mr. Vance?
Yeah, after reading through this this filed lawsuit, it's pretty alarming considering the things that the NAACP and League of Women Voters are bringing up in this. It seems like they're taking the right to self-defense and twisting it around and pretending that they're trying to say it's actually a threat. They bring up people carrying guns. I mean, open carry is a perfectly legal thing, and anybody who's threatened by the fact that somebody's carrying a gun is a little bit absurd in an open carry state. And they're trying to say, and with them trying to bring that up in this case, it's almost like they're trying to threaten people and threaten people who are gun owners and say that they can't speak out and they can't be active in their communities just because they own a gun. So it seems like, I think it's pretty important for us to take a stand and file the briefing.
Thank you. Thank you for your opinion. Is there any other feedback or discussion? Can I have a motion?
Motion to approve. Oh, wait, Alicia just did it. Can I second?
Mr. Gonzalez?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I have two motions, if it's okay. The first one is I motion for the LPCO to submit the amicus brief on Ash Epps' case about the right to canvass.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Great. We have a motion to file an amicus brief on the Ash Epps case, and we have a second. Is there any objection? Hearing none, that passes.
Okay, Madam Chair, I also have one more follow-up motion.
Go ahead.
Me, one sec. You don't mind. Point of
Yes.
privilege. Get that recorded properly for you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Was Mr. and I'm gonna I moved for the LPCO to submit the amicus brief on NAACP versus Ash, which I believe is the formal title of the case. All right, thank you. Sorry, second one.
The second motion is I would like to motion to retain legal counsel. I believe the cost is for $1.
We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any discussion? Is there any objection?
Yes. May I ask?
Yes.
Does the dollar at all obligate? Could there be repercussions from committing a dollar? I know that. I just wanted clarification. Does a dollar in, might there be repercussions?
Legally side or?
Either legal side or any repercussions that?
I don't believe so. The dollar is just to retain the legal counsel to submit the amicus brief. Just that the law firm will go ahead and file that with the courts on behalf of the party. So, Mr. Gonzalez, maybe you want to answer that more?
Yeah, thank you for that, Madam Chair. Yes, so I would also like to say I don't think there's necessarily any commitment to move forward with this. I believe that this is something we're submitting. If it's rejected or if we choose not to move forward with it, I think we can choose that. I'm not totally 100% sure on that, but that's my understanding is that we could choose not to move forward with it if we decide to with our legal counsel. But the other thing too is it sounds like this is kind of those situations where we're damned if we do, damned if we don't, right? Where we should commit to this. This is something that is central to our core beliefs as libertarians, and not committing to this just, I mean, to be quite frank, in this world, you can be sued for anything. I can be sued for breathing, right, in a board meeting the wrong way. So I think this is definitely an investment that we should make. But I can follow up with legal counsel after the retainer is done to see if there's any hard commitments moving forward. My understanding is I don't think there is.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I don't think there is, but we will definitely follow up just to be sure. So thank you for the caution. Definitely is good to be cautious. So we have a motion, we have a second. Is there any objection? Hearing no objection, that passes. All right. So that concludes our business for the evening. We have an opportunity for announcements or more public comment. Ms. King?
I have an announcement, or two announcements actually. Firstly, our 2024 convention is coming up March 23rd. At this year's convention, we passed Colorado membership dues. If you want to participate at the 2024 convention, which you are going to want to, it's going to be great. You have until like December 23rd. Okay, so anyone who's not a Colorado member, please go to lpco.org, no, lpcolorado.org/membership. And you should be able to get a Colorado membership. It is only $25 a year. If you want to be a member but can't afford it for whatever reason, you can always reach out to our chair or our vice chair, and they can put you in touch with people who are willing to cover memberships. Secondly, our holiday party is Friday, December 29th from 6 to 10 p.m. At Deep Space in Parker, where we had it last year. It was a lot of fun. We're going to have some mystery auction stuff. I'm hoping to have some really exciting announcements about speakers, which will, of course, go out later. But if you want to hear it first, come to the holiday party. That's only $23. And that's all. That's all for me. Come out to the holiday party. It's going to be fun.
I'll just take a quick opportunity to remind people to also purchase a national membership. It's $25 a year. That's lp.org. Technology Director, I see you have your hand raised.
He's raising it for myself. Question, who should exhibitors contact in order to be an exhibitor at the LPCO convention?
You can reach out to me, Frank, fundraising director at lpcolorado.org. I don't have pricing for tables yet, but I'm hoping to have that shortly, like beginning of January.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So with that, we are going to be meeting the second Monday of January in the new year. And we look forward to seeing you at the Independence Institute at 7 p.m. and or online. With that,
real quick, Mr. Chair, we had one more hand up.
Oh, okay.
From Mr. Burgesson.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Mr. Burgesson.
Ms. King, is there a proper way to submit any auction materials your way? Is that still being procured, or are you open to that?
Yes, if anyone has auction items that they would like to donate either to this holiday party or to the convention coming up, go ahead and email me at fundraisingdirector@lpcolorado.org. I'm happy to coordinate, pickup and whatnot if you aren't able to make it.
And is there a minimum donation value, or can it be any amount?
It can be any amount.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We just like money.
We'll take anything, really.
So with that, we are adjourned. Thank you all, friends and neighbors, for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.